Hi children, in today's class we shall discuss about the communicable diseases. What is that? Communicable diseases. Before that, let us discuss about our previous class points. What we have discussed? We have discussed about personal cleanliness and community cleanliness, or personal hygiene or community hygiene. So personal hygiene means taking ourselves clean, okay, keeping ourselves clean is known as personal hygiene. For an example, taking bath, brushing teeth, combing hair, applying oil on the hair, trimming nails, these are the personal cleanliness. Okay, so if we are personal cleanliness, then we are that personal hygienic person. And our surroundings also must be clean. Our surroundings also must be clean. So the drains water, okay, the drain should not be opened always, and the house waste and domestic waste and waste water, used water must be thrown out in a proper way. So these are the proper hygienic tips. If they are not following these tips, then we may get a chance to receive diseases. Today we are going to see about the topic communicable diseases. What is that? Communicable diseases. Communicable diseases. Communicable diseases means these type of diseases will spread from one person to another person. So these type of diseases will spread from one person to another person. So it is affecting from the affected person to healthy person. So that's what happening in this situation. So to avoid the situation, what we have to do? We have to wear mask. We have to wear mask and apply sanitizer. Okay, so we have to wear mask and we have to apply sanitizer to escape from this situation. Okay, so this is known as communicable disease. So communicable disease means the diseases that spread from one person to another person is known as communicable diseases. So here these diseases are caused by microorganisms. These diseases are caused by microorganisms. What are the microorganisms? We have discussed in the last class. What are they? There are 5 microorganisms in the world. What are they? Virus, bacteria, algae, fungi, protozoans. So these are the microorganisms. So let us study about the communicable diseases in detail. Hi children, today we are going to see about communicable diseases. Before that, let us revise our previous class once. What we have discussed in the last class, we have discussed about health and hygiene, cleanliness, care of the body. What do you mean by health and hygiene? If we want to get a proper health, we have to eat nutritious food, do exercise, take rest. So these are the personal healthy tips. If we are following these tips, then we are hygienic person. We are the good hygienic person. And the cleanliness also important. Personal cleanliness and community cleanliness also important. What do you mean by personal cleanliness? Personal cleanliness or personal hygiene. So what do you mean by personal hygiene? Self-cleanliness. What are they? Taking bath, washing hair, applying oil on the hair, trimming nails, brushing teeth, wearing clean clothes. So these are the personal cleanliness. And only personal cleanliness alone is not important, but community cleanliness also important. Personal cleanliness or personal hygiene, community cleanliness or community hygiene. So what do you mean by community? Our surroundings. So our surroundings also must be clean. Our surroundings also must be clean. So the domestic waste, house waste should not be let out into open areas. And the drains what we are seeing in the town side should be covered properly. So these are the community hygiene. If we are following the proper personal hygiene and proper community hygiene, then we don't get fear of any diseases. And care of the body. Each and every part of our body is important for us. So we have to take care of our body parts well. Okay. So here dental care. So dental care is nothing but teeth care. So flushing our mouth after meals is important, and brushing our teeth twice in a day is important. If we are not following the teeth care properly, then we may get some diseases. And eye care. So eye only very important organ, important sense organ. Eyes only known as windows to the world. We have to follow the proper eye care. Washing the eyes often with the normal water is important, especially when we are going outside and come back to home. We have to wash our eyes with the normal water. Okay. And hair care. So hair care, rinsing the hair with the mild shampoo is important. And hair care, hair washing may be done twice in a week. Hair care, hair washing can be done twice in a week. So these are the concepts we have discussed in the last class. Today we are going to discuss about communicable diseases. Communicable diseases. Communicable diseases is a disease that spread from one person to another person. Okay, va? So communicable diseases means communication. Communicable diseases will transfer from one person to another person, and it is due to the presence of bacteria or any other microorganisms like virus. Okay, and example for communicable diseases: COVID-19, tuberculosis, etc. Okay, so about the communicable diseases only we are going to discuss in today's class. Before that, let us discuss about hair care deeply. The condition of the hair reflects to some extent the nutritional status and general health of the body. Thin sparse hair and the loss of hair indicates a poor nutritional status. The deficiencies in diet, physical and mental illness of various kinds may also lead to premature graying of hair. Okay, and hair care also important. So washing our hair twice in a week with a mild shampoo is important, and applying oil on the hair and combing with the good tooth combed is also a hair care tips for hair care. And nowadays many children or many women, they are applying mehendi on the hair, and they are going for hair curling, hair straightening with the help of heater. Okay, so that electrical force should not be given to the hair. Okay, artificially the electrical force should not be given to the hair. So what is natural? The natural things we can do. For an example, hibiscus leaves, hibiscus flower, and karislanganni leaves, karislanganni flowers, that and all we can pluck and drying, then grinding, that paste can be applied on the hair. So natural things we can do for the hair, but the electrical charge should not given to the hair. Okay, now communicable diseases deeply we can see. Communicable diseases are those that spread from one person to another. Healthy persons must be protected from people with the communicable diseases. Diseases spread through contaminated air, water, food or vectors. Vectors is nothing but disease causing agents like virus, bacteria, like that. Okay, so these are the vectors, disease causing vectors. Communicable diseases. So communicable diseases that spread from one person to another person. Communicable diseases that spread from one person to another person. So that if we are the healthy person, means healthy person should not reach to the those who have communicable disease. So that only the government advising us not to go outside unnecessarily. Okay, and this COVID-19 also communicable diseases that spread from one person to another person. Okay, va? And we have to salute to the doctors because we are afraid to go to the nearby the street also. Those who are affected by the COVID-19, we are getting afraid to go to that street. But government doctors, they are spending their life and they are helping for the COVID-19 people. So we have to salute them. How these diseases are spreading? These are spreading through contaminated air, water, food or vectors. Contaminated means dirty or spoiled. Okay. So contaminated means dirty. So through the dirty air, water, food or vectors, through that only it is spreading. So that only we already said that personal hygiene and community hygiene also important. Next one, diseases caused by bacteria. So mainly diseases are caused by microorganisms. Now we are going to see about diseases caused by bacteria. So this TB means tuberculosis, is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So this is the Mycobacterium tuberculosis bacteria. TB is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis and spread from one person to another person through air by spitting and prolonged contact with sharing materials of the patient. The symptoms are fever, weight loss, chronic cough, bloody spitting and difficulty in breathing. Okay. So diseases caused by bacteria. So TB, tuberculosis is the disease name, and because of Mycobacterium tuberculosis bacteria it is spreading and it spread from one person to another person. That is why we are saying this disease as a communicable diseases, and it spread through air by spitting and spitting means துப்புறது. So tuberculosis நால affect பண்ண person தும்மல் போதோ இல்லை இருமும் போதோ அதில் இருக்கிற பாக்டீரியா காற்றுல பரவி மற்ற பர்சன்ஸ்க்கும் அது அஃபெக்ட் ஆகுது. ஓகேவா? அண்ட் இஃப் வி ஆர் யூஸிங் த மெட்டீரியல்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் த காண்டாக்ட் பர்சன், ஸோ அந்த டிசீஸ்னால் அஃபெக்ட் ஆனவங்களோட ட்ரெஸ் எடுக்கும் போதோ இல்லை வாஷ் பண்ணும்போதோ இன்னொரு பர்சனுக்கும் அது அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிரும். வாட் ஆர் த சிம்டம்ஸ்? ஃபீவர், வெயிட் லாஸ், க்ரோனிக் காஃப். க்ரோனிக் காஃப் அப்படின்னா வறட்டு இருமல் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, தொண்டை வலிக்கும். அண்ட் பிளட்டி ஸ்பிட்டிங். பிளட்டி ஸ்பிட்டிங்னா ரத்தம் வாந்தி எடுக்கிறது. அண்ட் டிஃபிகல்ட்டி இன் ப்ரீத்திங், மூச்சு விடுறதுக்கு கஷ்டமாக இருக்கும். ஸோ டிபி டிசீஸ் காஸ்டு பை மைக்கோபாக்டீரியம் tuberculosis and it is the communicable disease which is spread from one person to another person because air by spitting and sharing the materials of the patient. And the symptoms are fever, weight loss, chronic cough, bloody spitting and difficulty in breathing. And cholera. Okay, so cholera disease is caused by Vibrio cholera and spread through the consumption of contaminated food or water. The symptoms are vomiting, severe diarrhea and cramps in legs. So cholera also spread because of the Vibrio cholerae bacteria. Okay, Vibrio cholera bacteria, and it is spread through contaminated food. Contaminated means dirty food or water. The symptoms are vomiting, diarrhea na loose motion, and cramps in legs. Cramps na வீங்கி இருக்கிறது. Okay, and we can prevent this cholera. How means we have to take care of the good hygienic practice and we have to avoid eating uncovered food. So food எப்படி இருக்கணும்? ப்ராப்பராக குக்காக இருக்கணும் அண்ட் எப்பயுமே கவராக இருக்கணும். இல்லாட்டினா இந்த பேத்தோஜென்ஸ் அதில் அட்டாச் ஆகும்போது தான் காலரா டிசீஸ் வருது. அதே மாதிரி பாயில் வாட்டர் ட்ரிங்கிங் த பாயில் வாட்டர் அண்ட் வேக்சினேஷன் இஸ் தேர் ஃபார் காலரா. ஸோ தீஸ் ஆர் த ப்ரிவென்ஷன் ஃபார் காலரா. என்னென்ன பண்ணணும்? ஹைஜீனிக் மெயின்டைன் பண்ணணும், அதாவது செல்ஃப் ஹைஜீன் அண்டு பர்சனல் ஹைஜீன் அண்டு கம்யூனிட்டி ஹைஜீன் மெயின்டைன் பண்ணணும். ஃபுட்டை நல்லா குக் பண்ணி சாப்பிடணும், அதே மாதிரி குக் பண்ண உடனே மூடி வச்சிடணும். ட்ரிங்கிங் பாயில்டு வாட்டர் அண்ட் கெட்டிங் வேக்சினேஷன், தடுப்பூசி இருக்குது. and bacteria. Bacteria also we can prevent. How means by the vaccination. Okay, by the vaccination, and that people alone should need a special attention. எப்பயுமே அவங்கள கவனிச்சுக்கிட்டே தான் இருக்கணும். யாருக்கு? Disease caused by the bacteria, tuberculosis disease இருக்கிறவங்கள வேக்சினேஷன் இருக்குது. அதே மாதிரி அவங்கள ஸ்பெஷல் கேர் கொடுத்து கவனிக்கணும். அண்ட் ரெகுலர் மெடிக்கல் செக்அப். ஓகேவா? till the TB is getting cured, regular medical checkup is needed for the TB persons. And next one, typhoid. Typhoid also because of the bacteria. Typhoid is caused by Salmonella typhi. It is the bacteria name, and it also spread by contaminated food and water. The symptoms are anorexia, headache, rashes on abdomen, dysentery, and high fever. So here, typhoid is the disease created by bacteria Salmonella typhi, and it also a communicable diseases that spread from one person to another person. And the symptoms are anorexia. Anorexia means they don't feel hungry. அவங்களுக்கு பசிக்கவே பசிக்காது. Headache, rashes, உடம்பெல்லாம் அங்கங்க தடிப்பு தடிப்பா இருக்கும். Dysentery, loose motion, high fever. These are the symptoms for typhoid persons. And diseases caused by virus. Okay, so far we have discussed about diseases caused by bacteria. Now diseases caused by virus. The first one is hepatitis is one of the most dangerous and fatal diseases caused by hepatitis virus. ABCDE. Hepatitis diseases because of the virus hepatitis. So the virus ABCDE, and it is mode of transmission of contaminated water, sharing of needles, and blood transfusion. The symptoms of hepatitis is loss of appetite, vomiting, eyes and urine are in yellow color. Okay, so hepatitis is a disease caused by virus. It also communicable disease that spread from one person to another person, and because of hepatitis virus. Okay, and how it is transferring means by the contaminated water. Contaminated means dirty water, and sharing the needles and blood transfusion of the affected persons. Okay, and the symptoms is appetite. Appetite means they also don't feel hungry. பசியே எடுக்காது. Vomiting, eyes and urine are yellow in color. These are the hepatitis virus, and we can prevent this by the drinking boiled water and proper cleaning of hands. So drinking boiled water and proper cleaning of hands. And next one, rabies. Next one, rabies. Rabies is the fatal disease which is transmitted by the bite of the infected dog, rabbit, monkey, cat, etc. The virus present in the saliva of dog enters the brain via neurons. The symptoms of rabies is hydrophobia and fever for 2 to 12 weeks and excretion in behavior. Rabies is a fatal disease. Fatal means dangerous disease, and it is transferring because of the bite of any animals like dog, rabbit, monkey, and because of the virus, and that virus is present in the saliva of these animals. When it is bite us, that saliva, the present of virus transfer to our body, and it affect our brain through neurons. நரம்பு மூலமாக. அதாவது ராபிஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு டேஞ்சரஸான டிசீஸ். அது ஒரு வைரஸ்னால் ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆகிற கம்யூனிகபிள் டிசீஸ். ஸோ நாய், முயல், குரங்கு, பூனை இதெல்லாம் கடிக்கிறனால அதோட எச்சில்ல இருக்கிற வைரஸ், ஓகேவா, அதோட எச்சில்ல இருக்கிற வைரஸ் அது நம்மளை கடிக்கும்போது அந்த வைரஸ் நம்ம பாடிக்குள்ளே போயிடும். நம்ம பாடியில் பிரெயினை தான் அதை அஃபெக்ட் பண்ணும் த்ரூ நியூரான்ஸ். நியூரான்ஸ்னால் நரம்பு, ஓகேவா. ஸோ அது மூலமாக என்ன ஆகுது, நம்மளோட பிரெயினை இது பண்ணுது. அதோட சிம்டம்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா ஹைட்ரோஃபோபியா. ஹைட்ரோனா வாட்டர், ஃபோபியானா ஃபியர். ஸோ ஃபியர் ஆஃப் வாட்டர், ஓகேவா. அண்ட் 2 to 12 weeks எக்ஸ்கரேஷன் இன் பிஹேவியர், அதாவது அவங்களோட பிஹேவியர் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப மோசமாக இருக்கும். ஒரு கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க இந்த மாதிரியான டிசீசஸ் இப்போதைக்கு குறைஞ்சிருக்கு. பட் நீங்கள் கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க ரொம்ப ஒரு மாதிரி நாய் மாதிரியே பிஹேவ் பண்ணுவாங்க, குரங்கு மாதிரி பிஹேவ் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஏன்னா அதோட வைரஸோட ஒர்க் அந்த மாதிரி. ஓகேவா? நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன், வாட் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எய்ட் வில் யூ ப்ரொவைட் இன் த கேஸ் ஆஃப் bruises? bruisesனா காயம். ஸோ வாஷ் வித் கோல்டு வாட்டர், apply antiseptic cream and covering up the wound with a cloth or bandage. Yes, first we have to clean it with the cold water and we have to apply antiseptic cream and covering the place with the cotton cloth, clean cotton cloth or bandage. Now Ravi said Ganga had minor burn, so I washed with water. Do you agree with the statement or not? Explain. Minor burns washed with water is recommended because it will not cause tissue damage and blisters. Okay va? So minor burns we can clean with water. For the minor burns we can clean with the water and we can apply the antiseptic cream. Okay, minor burns we can clean with the cold water and we can apply the antiseptic cream. But the major burns or major cut we have to take care of in the hospital. We have to call them to the hospital. Okay, so here minor water can be cleaned with the minor burns can be cleaned with the water, no problem. And next one, hot question. A person is sleeping during daytime. Why does this happen with some people that they feel sleepy during daytime in office or in the classroom? Have you ever come across in this situation? Explain. Sleeping during daytime is not a disease and it is not communicable, but it can be habituate to others from one it does. It is due to lack of sleeping during the night time. A common human requires 8 hours of sleep in night time. It may be inefficient because of some sleeping disorders, and decreasing oxygen level to brain also causes feel sleepy during daytime. Why they are feeling sleepy? Due to they are not sleeping properly at night time. Usually a human should sleep 8 hours in a day. Okay, 8 hours in a day. So due to they not sleep at night time means they feel sleep in a daytime, and it is not a disease and it is not a communicable disease also. Actually it is not a disease. And if you also feel tired now, you can sleep in the daytime. There is no problem in that. Next one. Okay, what we have discussed in today's class, we have discussed about communicable diseases. What do you mean by communicable diseases? Communicable diseases means the disease which is spread from one person to another person. Okay, and say some example for communicable diseases by bacteria. So by bacteria, TB, tuberculosis, cholera, typhoid. And communicable diseases by virus, hepatitis, chickenpox and rabies. These are the communicable diseases by virus, and these can be prevented if you are following proper personal hygiene and community hygiene means it can be avoided. And also these are mainly spread through contaminated air, contaminated water and contaminated food. Contaminated means dirty, and it can be prevented by following the personal hygiene and community hygiene properly, and it can be prevented by vaccination. Okay, by vaccination. So these are the communicable diseases, and in the next class we'll discuss about non-communicable diseases. Thank you, and complete your homework correctly.